Chapter 8 Adaptations-How Plants Survive. Have you ever been to any hill station or desert? If you have been to a hill station or a desert, you must have observed the plants there. You might have noticed that the plants in hilly areas are different from plants in a desert. Plants in a desert are different from plants in a plain region. Why does it happen? Different regions or places have different weather and soil conditions. For example, deserts have very less water, whereas mountains are very cool. Plants growing in a particular region adjust themselves to the region by developing certain features. These features help them to survive. The process of developing special features in the body to adjust in the surroundings is called adaptation. Cactus plants can survive in a desert because they can store water, but mango plants cannot. That is why we do not find mango plants in a desert. Due to adaptations, plants in different places look different. Thus, the plants in a hilly region are different from plants in desert or plain areas. We can divide plants into two categories: terrestrial or land plants and aquatic plants. Terrestrial plants. Most of the plants grow on land. Plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Pine, fir, peepal and neem are terrestrial plants. Aquatic plants. Plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Lotus, tape grass and water hyacinth are aquatic plants. Terrestrial plants and their adaptations. Terrestrial means land. Land has forest, mountains, plains and deserts. There are also some places where it rains heavily. Some places receive medium or very little rain. Let us know in brief about these parts and plants existing here. Plants that grow in desert regions. Hot and dry places are called deserts. There is very little water in deserts. Cactus, date palm, babool and kika are some plants that grow in deserts. Adaptations. In most of the plants, leaves change into spines. This prevents water loss from the leaves. Stems are green, contain chlorophyll and prepare food. They also store food and water, which makes them fleshy. Roots spread out deep under the ground in search of water. Plants that grow in mountain regions. These regions are normally very cold and windy. In some areas, snowfall may take place in winter. Pine, fir, deodar and spruce are plants that grow in mountain regions. Adaptations. Trees are tall, straight and thin. They are usually flowerless. They bear cones with seeds inside them. They are conical in shape and thus are also called conifers. Their shape helps the snow to slide off easily. Their leaves are thin and needle-like. The leaves have few stomata to prevent loss of water. The leaves have a waxy coating to prevent damage from snow. Plants that grow in hot and humid regions. Some regions are very hot and humid. Plants like teak, rubber, pepper, coffee, tea and sugarcane grow in hot and humid regions. Adaptations. Leaves of trees always remain green, so they are called evergreen trees. Leaves are often arranged at different angles so that they get maximum sunlight. Plants that grow in plain regions. These regions are normally neither too cold nor too hot. Trees such as mango, peepal, banyan and shisham grow in plain regions. Adaptations. Trees have many branches that spread around. Their branches have many flat and thin leaves, which help in evaporating excess water, keeping them cool. Most of the trees can survive in very hot climate and shed their leaves in autumn. New leaves grow again in spring. Plants that grow in marshy regions. Waterlogged places are called swamps, marshes. Marshy places have sticky and clayey soil. Mangroves are plants that grow in marshy regions. Adaptations. Roots grow out of the soil to breathe, as the soil does not allow the roots to breathe. Such roots are called breathing roots. Roots have tiny openings at their tips. Aquatic plants and their adaptations. Aquatic plants are divided into following three groups: floating plants, fixed aquatic plants, and underwater plants. Floating plants. Some plants like water hyacinth, wolfia, pistia, and duckweed float on water. Adaptations. Some plants are of small size. Some plants have light and spongy bodies. Stems are reduced and roots are not well developed. Leaves have a thin, waxy coating. Fixed aquatic plants. Some plants like water lily and lotus are fixed to the bed of the pond. Adaptations. They have hollow and light stems that keep the leaves and the flower afloat. Their leaves are broad with waxy coating that prevents them from rotting. Leaves have stomata on the upper surface to breathe easily. Their roots are fixed to the bed of the pond. Underwater plants. Some plants like pondweed, seaweed, and tape grass grow and remain under the water. Adaptations. Their leaves arise in cluster from the roots and do not have any stomata. They have long, ribbon-like narrow leaves. They breathe through their body surface. Some other adaptations. Plants with thorns. A number of plants like rose and bougainvillea have thorns which protect them from animals. Poison. Many plants like poison ivy have poison in them. This keeps the animals away from them. When we touch poison ivy, our skin starts itching. Insectivorous plants. Some plants like Venus flytrap and pitcher plant are carnivores. They eat insects, so they are called insectivorous plants. They have special leaves to trap insects. Venus flytrap has hair along the edges of the leaves to catch insects, while in pitcher plants, leaves are in the form of a pitcher with a lid. When an insect sits in the pitcher, lid is covered to trap the insect. Non-green plants. Some plants like mushrooms and molds do not have chlorophyll, so they are called non-green plants. They cannot make their own food. They get their food from dead plants and animals, so they are called saprophyte plants. Plants of the grass family. Many plants of the grass family are useful to us in the following ways. Plants like wheat, rice and jowar provide cereals to humans and animals. We get sugar from sugarcane plant. Bamboo plant is used for making brooms, baskets and mats. Bamboo shoots having high nutritional value are used to prepare dishes in many parts of India. A grass called papyrus was used to make paper earlier in Egypt. Some plants of grass family are used as medicines. Dried grass is used for packaging. Roots of these plants bind the soil well and help in soil conservation.